Dear viewers, welcome to Nilambor TV program. Today, we have a special guest, Goerge Chahal, Councillor for Ward 5, City of Calgary, and candidate for Member of Parliament, Calgary Skyview, Federal Government of Canada, Liberal Party of Canada.
Mr. Goerge Chahal, welcome to Nilambor TV, a Bangla ethnic channel. I know you are running for federal election from Skyview constituency, as well as we know that you are a public figure already, a Ward 5 council member. So now, how are you?
I'm wonderful. First of all, thank you for having me on Nilambor TV. It's great to come and talk to you today and talk to community members. It's an honor for me to be here.
Okay. And now I'm going to giving you floor to discuss about your election manifestos.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to represent Northeast Calgary, Ward 5 and 10 for the last 4 years at City Council. It's been an honor and privilege to me to represent the most diverse, ethnoculturally diverse part of the city, with so many people from all over the world who live here in Calgary and Northeast Calgary. So investing in a better community development and opportunities for all Calgarians, we wanted to make sure I sent a strong message and voice to City Council that Northeast Calgary needs strong representation and we need more in our communities. We want to do the same thing and be elected in Ottawa to make sure we have a strong voice in government, to work on all the important priorities that are for our community, investing in better public transit, expanding the Blue Line to Savannah and Cornerstone and Redstone communities. That's a big priority for me. We've seen the tremendous support of the federal government over the last number of years. We've gone through this difficult time of COVID-19. You've seen the tremendous support that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party, the government has provided by supporting Canadians with CERB and small business supports, but also making us a world leader in vaccines, getting Canadians vaccinated to protect you and your family. And it's extremely important we continue on the work of fighting COVID-19. It's not over yet, but making sure that we're investing in our communities and growing our economy as we move forward.
Okay. Mr. Goerge Chahal, thank you very much. And now I'm going to ask you some questions like it always raised by the community people. Mm-hmm. So how will you address your constituency people's problem if you are elected?
Well, I'm going to do exactly what I've been doing at City Council. I've been even prior to my last election, I campaigned hard. The day after I elected, I worked even harder. I made sure I met with all our ethnocultural communities to build strong relationships. I have had an open office at City Hall, in the community, at the Genesis Center. Every 2 weeks, I used to meet with residents as my community office through social media, through email, through phone, and through meeting in person. In our community, I've been very accessible. I want to do the same once I'm elected your MP in Calgary Skyview when I go to Ottawa. Obviously, there's some travel and we're going to be traveling across Canada. But when I'm in Calgary, I'm committed to spending time in our community with community members to hear your concerns and needs. So we have an open and accessible government that I'm here to work with you and for you as we make important decisions.
Okay. Thank you very much. The next questions I have that as a Liberal Party policy always towards green economy. So how will you address the Alberta economic diversification in the Parliament?
Well, this is a very important concern for everybody here in Canada and here in Alberta. We've seen major climate impacts with the big hailstorm we had in Northeast Calgary. It impacted over $1.4 billion of damage, the fourth largest natural disaster in Canadian history. So we have to think, and we see the wildfires in BC, so we have to make sure we protect the environment. But we have to diversify our economy. We have a tremendous opportunity. Oil and gas is an important part of our economy, and that's why our government invested and bought and is building the Trans Mountain Pipeline to make sure that our market has access to world markets so we get better returns for the oil we get out of here in Alberta to keep a strong energy sector. But as we move forward, we have to invest in new jobs and new opportunities. We have a tremendous opportunity with clean technology to make sure we become a world leader in all things energy. This opportunity to get more investment from all over the world here in Calgary, the big world corporations are investing in clean technologies. We can make Alberta an energy leader in clean technology and research and innovation and manufacturing. We have the strength, which is our community and our people, and so many great skilled people here. And we have a tremendous opportunity to create and diversify our economy with using clean technologies and new technologies to do so. I'm so proud of the leadership that our government's shown in investing across Canada, over $2 billion in supporting Alberta and other parts of Canada, and really focusing on retraining and providing the skills of the future for Albertans and Calgarians. And this will benefit Northeast Calgary tremendously.
All right, yeah, it's a great news for green investment scope, like that's what you are discussing. That's great news for Albertans, I think. So now I'm going to, this question actually came from Anthony Jacob. So what is your thinking about multiculturalism and how would you be able to keep it up?
Well, you know what, diversity is our strength. It's the strength of our country. You know, everybody from all over the world make Canada's home, and that's what's so great about Canada, that we have people like my parents who came from Northern India, from England here because Prime Minister Trudeau, Pierre Elliott Trudeau at the time, opened the doors of Canada to the world in the 1970s. We have a long history of inviting people from all over the world to come settle here in Canada, whether it's through very open immigration policies, as a Liberal government has always advocated for and championed, or our refugee settlement programs that we've had. And you see that with, over a number of years, so many newcomers and refugees also come and be settled in Canada. So we want to make sure we have a strong system to help support newcomers here in Canada. But once you get here, there's so many important issues of supporting and helping new Canadians integrate and be a part of Canada as well. So we need to provide those skills and supports and do better at recognizing credential recognition. We need to work with the provinces to look at our healthcare system to make sure all those nurses and everybody who are coming have those good opportunities and those barriers get broken down. At City Council, I have championed multilingual communications and engagement to make sure that our ethnocultural communities are well supported through translation services and communication. We have to do more on that. I've also made sure with COVID-19 to translate and bring more information to our ethnocultural communities to make sure the information was brought to community members directly. So we had successful vaccination campaigns in our community at the Sikh Temple, Dashmish Cultural Center, at the Masjid, at the Hindu temple and at the churches, but also here at the Genesis Center. And that's a great thing about our city. Northeast Calgary, Ward 5, we are the most diverse part of Calgary. 2/3 of our population is from somewhere else. So we need to make sure that we keep investing and supporting new Canadians. Diversity is our strength. We must fight and combat racism and Islamophobia. Our government, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, has taken a strong stance to support new Canadians, and we will continue to do so.
Oh, wow. That's nice. Okay, now the next question is related to Charter of Rights. Charter of Rights is a beauty of Canada. So how will you address the rights of immigrants at large?
Well, the Charter of Rights and Freedoms is a very important part of Canada. And we need to make sure that minorities are protected, that hate does not take over. We've seen a number of hateful attacks across Canada. You know, our brothers and sisters being attacked in parts of Canada. Even in Edmonton, our sisters getting attacked, and here in Calgary for wearing a hijab. We've seen many people across Canada be attacked. We need to make sure we have a strong Charter of Rights and Freedoms to protect all Canadians and minorities, and that the government takes strong action against hate. Nobody has the right to hate anybody, and we need to make sure that we combat hateful comments and actions that people make. And we've seen our government take strong stance. Minister Bill Blair, our public safety minister, has taken a strong stance, as well as Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, to make sure that we combat all those those local domestic terrorist organizations that are promoting hate amongst our communities, that we make sure that we take strong action against them, and that we really combat Islamophobia and everything that's happening right now in our country to make sure that everybody feels safe. The Charter is an important piece of that act. Is really important to make sure that everybody is protected in law. And we need to make sure we strengthen the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, that all Canadians are protected, that everybody feels safe. And at the City of Calgary, I've worked closely with Mayor Nenshi and Councillor Kara. We brought anti-racism hearings the first time, where we had 3 days of anti-racism hearings to hear from the public. We also have taken strong action by creating an anti-racism committee at the City of Calgary and working with our police service to have better programs that are more culturally aware. I was the chair of the community-based public safety task force, which we engaged community members and talked about these issues to make our city more inclusive and safer for everyone.
Very good. Nice to hear it. Now, next questions for business community. What is your thinking about the business community? Because as we all know that business community is struggling from COVID-19.
Yeah, and you know what? It's been a challenging time. I'm just so grateful that our government, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, stepped up through this time and supported small businesses. By giving interest-free loans to many small businesses, or giving the small business grants and supporting bringing back employees for those businesses. Because we need to make sure that our businesses are strong and they survive, and we need to make sure people are healthy, that people have good jobs. And that's why it's so important that we support these businesses through this difficult time, we diversify our economy, but we also support more women and more families, more individuals working in the workforce. That's why we've brought forward a childcare program, $10 a day childcare, to support getting more people back into the workforce. So those kids have a great place to learn, and so their parents know that they can leave their kids at a very low cost of childcare program, but then we can get those men and women back into the workforce so they can continue on with their careers and don't have to pay high costs for childcare. That is strengthening our workforce across Canada, supporting our economy, but also supporting all those small businesses. We need to do more as for our small businesses, making sure that many of the newcomers that come, that we address this issue of credential recognition with many of the organizations such as the nursing profession or engineers who are coming from Bangladesh or from other parts of the world that come with these great skills but can't get to work because they have to spend so much time on upgrading their skills. And it can be discouraging. So we need to recognize the education and the credentials they have, and so they can have meaningful employment and do the great work they're doing that they've done in the past here in our community. And that's what we need to continue to do. At the City of Calgary, we've championed a number of small business opportunities to promote more small businesses and entrepreneurship. My Northeast Calgary is the most diverse economically in the city. We have people starting small businesses every day, from small restaurants or small businesses which grow to medium and large businesses. So that entrepreneurial spirit is right here in our Northeast Calgary communities, and we need to continue to support that.
Great. There's a supplementary question on here actually. So $10 per day childcare, is it really possible, you think?
It is, and we've seen many governments, the federal government and our Deputy Prime Minister, Finance Minister, Chrystia Freeland, did such a great job with community members across Canada through consultations to bring this forward. And this was a part of our budget. We've seen British Columbia and Quebec sign on, and many other provinces. So we need the Alberta government to really step up and make sure that this happens here. The federal government is giving us money for childcare to invest in better childcare. More daycare spaces, more childcare spaces, and opportunity for all of you to have low-cost childcare. Our government has supported that, and we need to make sure that Premier Kenney and his government also supports this program. My job will be to continue to advocate for you and your family so we have this low-cost childcare spaces, so the costs for you are much lower. it's affordable, and that your child has a safe place to learn and grow.
Great. So next question. Canada is a beautiful country to live. So very high expectancy, we know everybody. So still there are more rooms to improve support for seniors, children's handicap, and what is your plan? Like you already talked about children, I think. The,
I think it's extremely important to support our seniors. Our seniors have worked hard to make this country so great. And that's why our government has given seniors $500 in August. Because of the costs have gone up, this August we made sure seniors over the age of 75 got $500 to help with their costs. It's been a tough time and a challenging time. They need more support. We have to do more to keep seniors safe and being able to have good, accessible opportunities at home. That's why our government has brought forward a multi-generational tax incentive in this campaign to make sure that our seniors who are living at home that need to upgrade their homes, to make sure we have better facilities for them, that the government will support you to do those renovations. I think this is very important for our ethno-cultural communities, for all the families who have seniors living at home, like my parents living within our family and other seniors, that they have a safe place to live. Our government also has increased old age security payments by 10% starting next year for seniors as well. That's extremely important. As the costs go up, we need to provide and protect seniors. We need to make sure they have the right income to pay their bills. And we need to support them as we move forward because they've done so much for us. They've helped build and grow this beautiful country, and we need to make sure that we have a strong public healthcare system that takes care of them, but also that we are supporting them through their pensions as we move forward.
Okay. Oh, great. That's great. 10% increase is a great thing. Okay, so next question, like last question, I think, from my side. I am a Canadian citizen. Also, I born in Bangladesh.
Yes.
And that's the two thing. So, if you are elected, what is your plan to help Bangladesh as well as other developing nations?
Well, first, I'm born and raised here in Calgary. My parents came here from India for a better life and a better opportunity. But they knew the importance of their families and communities back home. So, if you're from many of our community members, we have a large community from Bangladesh here. We have a strong connection to Bangladesh. We want to support Bangladesh as we grow here in Canada. And I know all of you do in the community are sending money back home or supporting your families there. We need to make sure we have strong economic and strong relationships with the Bangladeshi government. We need to make sure we have stronger trade partnerships with food production, agriculture, and what we produce here and what they produce there. So we create a stronger bond and connection with Bangladesh. There's a strong textile industry which Canada can learn and grow from with all the great work that's being done in Bangladesh. And how do we create stronger economic development ties so our communities here prosper, but also the communities of Bangladesh? I look forward to building those strong relationships. I hope I can go to Bangladesh and visit and also continue on to learn more and support the Bangladeshi community here in Calgary and abroad as well. And I look forward to continuing the great work with community members here to learn more and to make sure that our government is a strong partner of Bangladesh.
Wow, very nice. So I think we're end of the session almost. So if you have anything to say additional, you can say and say thank you to people.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with me today and with Nilambor TV.
Nilambor TV.
Yeah, it's been great to be able to communicate to the community. This is an important election for the future of you and your family. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the Liberal Party has shown tremendous support of all Canadians through COVID-19, supporting our ethno-cultural communities, but we need a strong voice from Calgary. I've represented you in 4 years on City Council, working hard to bring more back for our ethno-cultural communities and Northeast Calgary. I want to do the same in Ottawa. For too long, we've had people who get elected and don't deliver and bring back more for our communities. I'm going to make sure that you have a strong voice that represents our community in Ottawa and make sure that we build a strong and thriving community that's safe and inclusive, but gives more opportunity for Calgary and Northeast Calgary in the future. I'm committed to being your voice. I'm committed to working with you. This weekend, starting on September 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th, the advance polls are open. Please get out and vote. That's how you can send a strong voice to Ottawa, by getting out and vote. Every vote counts. And by September 20th, with your help and support, I know you will give me the support to elect me as your next Liberal MP of Calgary Skyview, and I will be honored to serve and work for you in the Liberal government in Ottawa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Goerge Chahal.
Thank you.
Thank you.